Hello and welcome to Pony 411. This is episode 287 for the month of January 2020.
Ha!
I am Alca7raz and joining me as usual is Nemesis.
Hello.
Yes, 2020 is upon us. This is the new year.
Oh no.
Yes, so a few things have happened since last episode, including one. The new year, obviously, that has happened.
Yep.
Finally hitting 2020, and Christmas and other winter holidays have passed since last episode. Hearth's warming, if you want to keep in the theme. So those were definitely interesting.
I got Super Mario Odyssey.
You got Super Mario Odyssey. I got a little speaker and a $50 gift card.
I also got a D12 shelf
for more plastic crack.
Yep. And I finally got to hook up my VR stuff.
Yeah, except that the VR wasn't a Christmas.
No, I bought that for myself.
Yeah, that's expensive.
I got to hook it up.
I've been working on my own little things that I've been kind of excited about, but other things have happened in the world and such that need not be mentioned here.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure everyone is quite well aware of what's going on. But yes, we are here to talk about ponies. I guess we can just move ahead as we normally do. We got a little bit of news. We're going to talk about a season 2 episode, and then we got a little bit of fan content to talk about afterwards. So let's jump in the news like we normally do. If you would like to follow along, you could find all of our show notes at pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. So go there, click the link for this episode, and let's get to this. In convention news, BabsCon has announced Andy Price.
Mm-hmm.
He's always a welcome addition. In merchandise news, new G4.5 blind bags have been revealed. These are like the Pony Life style ones that have like the weird potions. It's an interesting set that's shown up.
Horns everywhere.
Everything has horns, including the pets.
It's fine. That's a thing.
It's a thing. New molds.
Gummy
interesting
has a
styles.
horn.
Also looks like inflation in wave 2.
No, shut up.
So that's a thing.
Those are balloons, but that doesn't really help.
That doesn't, like I said.
Yep.
New stuff coming out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
More blind bags and new molds, so interesting.
Yeah, but totally canceled because the bronies didn't like it.
Oh, yes, it's totally canceled. Totally. Gameloft has added more time travel shenanigans to their game.
Although I'm seeing it might actually be kind of over. It's one of those weird things where it's kind of a community live event, but also there's stuff that's there after it's over, so it's kind of
they're doing weird stuff with the time travel.
Yeah, that was already mentioned last time, but
yeah, so they did kind of more stuff with that, like new, I don't know, quest missions, whatever you call them.
Yep.
You know, like adult Cutie Mark Crusaders.
Yep. And Queen Twilight.
Yes. So that's
also vague implications about shipping.
Yes. Yeah, they had those in there. Yeah.
That's the most discussion I've seen about a Gameloft update I've seen in a while.
All I have to do is include shipping, and there's automatically huge discussions. Yes. What was that? A dash with the leading an honest life.
Yep.
Yes.
And they also implied Starlight and Sunburst and
they did
Fluttershy and Discord.
Yep. No, those were the implications that they put on it.
And Rarity's married to her work.
Rarity.
And her work is Twilight. I mean.
Yeah. Moving on. New Dangler figures have appeared at Target. These are like blind bags with little, I guess they're like blind bag figures with little hooks or things on top of their head. So I guess a slightly new thing to pick up as well.
I made one of these myself.
Yeah. Just drill a hole in the top of your pony's head.
Yeah, with an eyelet screw.
Yep. Put a little eyelet on and there you go. Hang it in your car.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Exactly. Actually, I have an even older one in my car, except it's from an artist who painted them. That was back in 2013 I got it.
Yeah. So obsessed with Dash becoming a Wonderbolt, you bought merchandise of her being a Wonderbolt.
God, that's almost like
the thing you reminded me of last time.
Yes. Alicorn Twilight before it was official.
Oh, we're paid for that.
Yeah. Well, I think we all had moments like that. Last little bit of news. Another one of those 3D Pinkie Pie video things has shown up, like the Pinkie Pie show.
Yep.
We actually got another one.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, it's definitely a thing.
Yeah. Gummy's dressed like a clown.
Gummy's dressed as a clown. The detail that they put into that model is just like, holy crap, they spent a lot of time on this. Yeah. Individual threads and everything. It's just like, wow.
Also, they talk about, I guess, apparently top 5 moments from season 9.
Yeah, I guess
that was the big thing of it.
Yeah, so there's lots of spoilers in it.
Although,
by now,
it opens literally with this.
Yeah, it's like
biggest spoiler.
Yeah, Pinkie has a huge spoiler alert sequence that she does, and it's like, all right.
Yeah, but it's weird because she does it after she just spoiled the entire ending. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Whoops. A little late on that one there, Pinkie. But it's a thing.
She said in a voice not her own.
Yeah. Anyway, Hulu has also added at least the first 13 episodes of season 9 on their service.
Not Netflix.
Not Netflix. Hulu beat them to the punch, which is a bit interesting.
It's very interesting. I believe, actually, I'm not sure. I don't think Hulu has the rest of the series on there.
Just those.
Just literally the first half of season 9. I can double check that right now because I got Hulu. Just it'll load up. Let's see. I believe, Hulu has the movie on there. Oh, they have the old, they have the old generation stuff. Huh. If you have the stars out on, you can watch My Little Pony Tales. That's like that weird G 1.5 thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Friendship is Magic. What do they have? Season 9.
So that's it. That's all Hulu has.
Yep, and the movie.
Is the first 13 episodes of season 9 and the movie.
If you want to watch the entire, I guess it's wondering what's going on with Netflix then, because usually they'd had it up by now.
Yeah, I don't know. It is definitely interesting. So that is the news. Not a huge amount.
Not surprising. It was the end of the year after Pony's over. And I was like,
yeah, yep. News is gonna dry up until more stuff starts appearing,
or we just let it pile up like we're planning on,
or we just let it pile up. But we wait a month, and who knows? We might have a normal amount of news again. So yes, moving on, we are going to talk about another season 2 episode. Like I mentioned at the beginning, the opening of this one. This month, I guess we are going to talk about The Last Roundup. So, quick synopsis: Applejack is going to Canterlot for a rodeo competition, where she's going to win a bunch of prize money to help fix the town hall. She goes off and then doesn't come home. Her friends her friends go off to find her, and turns out she didn't win any prize money, so she was going to try and earn the money another way. And that's the episode.
And nothing controversial happened.
Nope. This episode was just, pure, simple, nothing to it. No controversy ever happened about this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess before we get to the big controversy part, because that's probably going to take more time, the episode itself after that, it was a pretty decent episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's like nothing really to call home about it, though. It's not like the best of the season or anything like that, but it's a pretty decent episode. I still think it holds up fairly well overall, but it's not like the end of it's this episode is definitely well known, but not for that.
Yeah, as an episode, it's a fun one. It's the rare Applejack centric episode.
Yes,
which they were rare because what do we do with Applejack? She's kind of already pretty well where she needs to be. So yeah, this one was basically about Applejack's pride again.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a different way of doing it. It's like she promised someone that she was going to bring back money to fix the town hall, and she didn't win, so can't bring back any money.
Yep, no money to bring back.
So it's kind of her whole pride is like she can't come back till she has the money,
which is a thing.
Yeah,
but yeah, I guess the real big reason this episode is well known and controversial is it introduced a specific character, or at least it made more prominent. Yep. It was the episode in which Derpy was officially named Derpy. And then was no longer.
And also talked.
Yeah, it gave Derpy a voice, dialogue, name, characterization, personality, the whole works.
Mm-hmm. This was the episode that had happened.
Yes. And then it was the episode that ended up getting a lot of that edited afterwards, after things kind of went south.
Mm-hmm. I remember very distinctly all
that stuff. It wasn't the first real drama bit that we had in the fandom.
But this is, I think, the first one that really revealed a lot of the fans' ideologies and whatnot.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that really got big by what we would consider now big drama. Because I think all the ones that happened before then we wouldn't even really consider nowadays. Like,
it's a blip.
That's a minor. Yeah, but this is still one that we go, yeah, that was a big deal then. When it would be a big deal now.
Yeah.
So I guess
it's kind of weird, and all because of just a weird storm of how things went down. Just a bunch of stuff kind of lined up perfectly for the drama to happen in the first place.
So the fandom loved character that the fandom had named Derpy.
Yes.
They then used the name Derpy in the show.
Yes.
And gave her a voice and personality that I guess they were really going for what they interpreted the fandom's conceptualization of this character as, with the wall eyes, the klutzy kind of a character. And some people got very upset.
Yeah.
So after only one airing, Hasbro then made an edited version, redid the voice acting, pulled the name.
They pulled it from iTunes.
Yeah, they pulled it from iTunes, which was, I think, the only official other place it was up at the time.
Yeah, at the time, Netflix did not have the show yet. And so it was on iTunes. It was gone up like a day or two later, and then they pulled it, and then they put it back on. And yep, it was, people confirmed it was different.
Yep. They completely redid the voice acting for Derpy. They removed Derpy's name.
Yep.
I think that was really it. All they changed is they just redid the voice acting and removed the name.
Yep.
Well, did Tabitha initially...
She did both voices.
She did both voices, but she did them very differently.
Yeah, because she didn't know anything about the character.
Right. If I remember correctly, the original character, since they didn't tell Tabitha anything about...
She was inspired by a little boy she knew.
Yes, so acted it like a little boy, for one. So it had a deeper voice, a slightly deeper voice, because still,
yeah,
it's supposed to be like a little boy, which they don't exactly have deep voices. So they changed that up. She also changed the inflections, if I remember correctly, a lot too. But, so yeah, a bunch of people got upset about the first one, and then they edited it, which caused a whole bunch more people to get very upset.
Because they changed it.
And oh boy, did it cause things to happen.
Yeah, that was I remember that the big thing was because it was just a storm of, between the name and the voice Tabitha used, the thing was people said it came off as ableist.
Yep. That was the big. That was, I think, one of the reasons on why they changed it. The initial one, because there was a complaint. There was an official, if I remember correctly, there was an official complaint to Hasbro.
Yeah,
which is what caused the edit.
I believe something like that. I don't remember exactly. I just there's one person in the fandom who particularly led the charge on it being ableist, and they pretty much were the lightning rod for all the controversy after the change was made.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a not great time.
It was not a great time.
It was a weird thing because, like, I remember the thing was, a lot of people, I don't see the problem with it. There's no big deal. You're ableist for saying it's ableist. That thing.
Yeah.
That defense. And this was the episode written by Amy Keating Rogers, and she talked about how she would not, the character, if I recall, she said something like the name was different or named, and then someone else on the worked on the show said, no, put the name as Derpy. We're going to do this fandom thing. We're going to give a little wink to the fandom. And she's like, okay, cool. And she does that, and then she finds out later, she looks up a definition, derpy might have a bit of nastier meaning in some circles.
Yeah.
That's one of the points of controversy, was the name itself, whether or not that's offensive.
Yeah, and that's not one that can be easily answered, I don't think.
Yeah, because, some people do use it in a fairly offensive manner, but you don't see it used like that. It's
most of I personally haven't seen that term used, but again, that's personal. That is, can't be used.
Anecdotal.
Yeah, that's anecdotal. I know it does, but I don't think it gets used as often. But that's only from what I've seen, and I can only see so much. But most of the references and use of the term like derpy or derp, aren't. I have not. I don't see them get used in an ableist sort of manner, but I can see why it could definitely be considered as such. So I can't give a hard yes, they're wrong, or no, they're right kind of a.
Oh, I just remembered one of the supposedly one of the edits was they made her slightly less wall-eyed.
Right. I would have to compare that. I have the original saved, but I would have to do a direct comparison.
That was, because I remember that was the one other thing. So all the stuff compared, and again, Tabitha not knowing like anything about the character other than just do the voice is okay. And she did the voice, and they kind of, because of the way she did the voice, it really made it look kind of bad. Yeah,
I will say that I think it may have been a bit over the top. Even in the edit, not the voice, but everything else, like how they characterized it, was possibly a bit over the top.
I'm not sure.
Like they were like, they had, 10 seconds of stuff, and they really wanted to make sure you knew, so they really played it up. I think that's what it felt. Not that bad, but it's like, okay, maybe a little bit of toning down, but
I don't know. If you look at the scene as it is, including the new version, the edited version, it's just really just coming across. She's just clumsy. She's just really, really clumsy.
She is.
And I don't think that in and of itself is a bad thing. It's just that mixed with the voice and the name kind of can come across kind of bad.
Yes.
And then that whole thing about, after the edit, which caused the anger at, again, the people who called it out. The people were mad because you ruined it.
Yes, and that was a big one.
You ruined Derpy. You killed Derpy, that sort of thing. Because I remember that was a whole... Because after season 2, she just kind of disappeared for a while.
Yep, she would just kind of... Every now and then you'd see a little... She would pop up in the background, which was nice to see, which means the animators at least.
Yeah, because season 2 was when they really began making her more obvious rather than just occasional blink and you'll miss it thing.
Yeah, well, because I think beforehand it was never really intentional.
Well...
Maybe
I remember
bit.
they said towards the end of season 1 they started making intentional putting her in the scenes and stuff in the background, but they weren't able to make any major changes.
Yeah,
so it was basically just swap out this pony with her.
Yeah, when the animators would just kind of throw them in there, but then they started actually putting little actual cameos in,
blatant ones where she's like right there in front in frame and
keeping the wall eyes.
Yeah, and like doing
because the wall eyes was accident. Yeah, that was an animation error.
Yeah, and like in the little clips, hey, she's the one who pulls the plug on the apple bobbing barrel, and
just her right there, clumsy, little bits of clumsiness right there. So.
Yeah. After season 2, she just, and I think late season 2, she kind of quietly got put back in the background. Or season 3, she didn't appear at all until the finale, and she barely appeared in that.
Yep, she was just kind of in the
blink
crowd,
and miss it type stuff, and then. Season 4, she finally came back in. Which one was it? The one with Dash getting injured, or pretend.
Was that Rainbow Falls?
Whatever the one at Rainbow Falls. I don't remember what the episode was called specifically, but yeah,
it was Rainbow Falls.
Might have been. But yeah, that was the one where they brought her back in a big way.
Yeah, that was. I think that was Rainbow Falls. It's the one where she. Quote unquote gets injured to try and not make the decision between sticking with Ponyville or going with Cloudsdale because they were doing the practice stuff.
Yeah, because you had a chance to work with the Wonderbolt.
Yep, but she couldn't, no, but that would have to give up Ponyville, and I can't make this decision, so I'm just gonna not make a decision. Loyalty. Yeah,
that's where that was a key episode.
Yep,
first one I think, if I recall correctly.
Yep, it's literally Rainbow Falls.
Okay. Yeah, so that was that, and then she didn't get a voice again until season 5.
Yep.
And that one in the Slice of Life, and then she appeared there. From there on out, she appeared occasionally. She appeared in Equestria Girls. That was the other thing. She appeared in Equestria Girls at the end of the end credits but the thing was, she's now from here on out. She was never named again.
Yep. She was named once. It was pulled, and we never saw it again. Every single time her name, quote unquote name, has appeared, it's always been like Muffins.
Yeah, but Tabitha's always credited as voicing Muffins. And if you look at the merchandise, it's just a picture of a muffin.
Yep.
Because it's a weird thing of the fandom got weirdly attached to the name, and they decided that it's better to just not name her or something.
Because Muffins is also a fandom thing.
I don't know.
It was literally her first words ever. We can attribute, because he was just a random background character in a huge group, and there's like I can't even remember the episode. It's probably season 1. There's like a basket of muffins, and they all start saying things. You can specifically see at one point, you see her mouth and hear muffins. That's it.
Yeah, but the thing was, I'm talking about like they refused to officially name her ever again or have her name mentioned in the shows, and it's like it's weird how resistant they were. Just refer to her by a different name.
Yeah, I guess
find
it's
that weird because like they were willing to futz a little bit with other names in the show of fandom name characters. A little bit, but it's like this one they can't change it. It's like, well, we can't. If we change it, they'll be angry. It's like they're already angry. Just change it. But now it's just we got to use a muffin symbol because it's like artist formerly known as Prince.
The artist.
Here's that symbol.
Yep. I wonder if it's one of those like they don't want to bring it back at that point. They don't want to. Using muffins is still acknowledging the fandom side of things.
Well, because I remember early on there was an argument what to actually call her. It was early on season 1 stuff because everyone was like, "Oh, it's Derpy Who's," but other people were like Ditsy Do.
That was the
other big name. It's like I think that one they could have got away with.
Probably they probably could have got away with Ditsy Do. They went with muffin.
But then again, Ditsy often is used as a synonym for stupid.
Right.
So it's kind of like that whole thing, right? So this whole thing kind of snowballed just because of multiple
factions.
Not factions, but multiple events kind of not at all related to each other, all just kind of combined together into one bad thing. And then when it was changed, people got mad about it and got angry at other fans and got mad at Hasbro, bring Derpy back. All that stuff. I remember all that stuff, and people were convinced she was gone forever after.
Save Derpy.
Yeah.
# save Derpy.
I remember that. All that stuff was happening. It just kind of became, and it's kind of what really honestly soured me on a lot of things, particularly the character in general. Just that. If you're like, it's like you're acting like children over this.
A lot of them are children.
I know, but it's like, I also know a lot of you are not. If you're 13 or 14,
you're still a child.
I also know a lot of you are not children.
Yes, unfortunately, a lot of
you're
them doing
like
that.
A 5-year-old throwing a tantrum over something like this, and it's like that's what kind of soured me on it for so long. That's why I kept going for a long time. Like every single time you say Derpy, I'd correct you and say muffins. Because I was just being a petty little jerk about this at this point. Because like I just know it upsets people to refer to her as muffins.
We're being really petty.
Because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna annoy you people because you're such dicks. Honestly, about this.
A lot of people really were. It's a really interesting, unfortunately interesting in some ways. How it all went down and all the different aspects of the fandom involved in it. You start looking, there's so many different ways people treat it. Mm-hmm. From ranging from good to neutral to really bad, and all the different variances within that. Like, for a lot of people, they just really liked the character. It was just an adorable klutz, a lovable klutz. And that's what the character was. And it was one of the first real, I guess, fandom characters that the fandom itself really latched onto. It's like, this is like our character. So
have a whole discussion about that.
We could. We have a lot more now. There's a lot of, yes, fandom characters.
They're not really yours.
They're not yours, even though the fandom may have named them. But still, the idea is people tend to, like, I guess, associate themselves with it in different ways. Some more directly than others. And I guess that's one of the, when someone takes it away from you, it hurts. But there was also, like, I saw a lot more of the people who are upset that it was changed, but not going overboard about it. I did see a lot of that. I think a lot of things I saw within the Save Derpy were that, although there were people who took it way too far. But it's like, it is really tough to talk about.
Yeah, I remember the name of the person who led the charge on it being ableist. They got a lot of crap thrown at them.
Yes. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yamino.
You mean it? That's a name I have not heard in a while. Yeah.
That was, I remember very distinctly.
This is one of the things in internet fandoms in general. Anytime you're the person like who does any sort of major change, good, bad, doesn't matter. People are going to get pissed off. You're going to become the target. Things are going to get ugly.
Yeah. But I remember this was the interesting thing about it, the whole being controversial is kind of used. This is when we really all started realizing, this was, still fairly early in the fandom. This was less than 2 years in. This is when we all started kind of realizing that, hey,
there's some dark sides in this fandom.
There's some people here aren't very good people, aren't there? This is when we really started the realization of, we all came together because we're ponies, and now we're all starting to realize, now that actually we were talking to each other about stuff other than pony as well, and then this whole thing, and we're kind of starting to see, oh,
not everyone
you're not a good person, are you?
Really good people. Yeah, I think there was a lot of, I guess, rose-tinted glasses on.
Yeah.
We're all here for friendship and love, so we're all good people, right?
No.
Turns out, unfortunately, real world doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also know Yamino's known for some other stuff, but that was the big one.
Yeah, Yamino is definitely an infamous name within the fandom. But I do my best to try and not dig into drama.
Yeah.
Just for my own sanity's sake. But
I just remember distinctly remembering that.
Yeah. Now that you said the name, I remember it's like, oh.
Yep. It all comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing, was this episode about Applejack became all about this background character. She got overshadowed.
Not Applejack.
Yeah, she got overshadowed in her own episode.
Background pony got upstaged by another background pony.
She got overshadowed, and that was the thing. All because of a 20-second scene or something like that. Very short scene.
I don't even think it was 20 seconds. It was a short little throwaway bit at the very beginning just to kind of show sort of maybe why there was damage.
Yep.
They don't really
wink
say
to the
that
fandom
that the town hall was destroyed by Derpy.
Although they implied it pretty hard.
It's pretty implied that she at least didn't help.
Yeah. Yeah, but Tweye, it was a wink towards the fandom. It was like, hey, we see you guys. Amy Keating Rogers, I remember her whole thing was, I would not have named her that name if I'd known, because that was her whole thing was, oh, she found out about one of the definitions of Derpy, and it's like, oh yeah, I think that's pretty terrible because of her son.
I think it's son.
Yeah,
Soren. Yeah.
Because she was like, she's like, that is kind of ableist. I would not have used that name if I had known.
Yeah, and that's the really biggest one that I wish I could answer, and I don't have an answer for. Is Derpy as a name and a character ableist?
Yeah.
And I don't have an answer because I can see valid arguments on both sides of that. So it's like, I really don't have an answer. And I hate not having an answer to that. I really hate it.
Yeah. I just know later depictions kind of really reduced her clumsiness a lot.
Definitely reeled it in.
They really brought it down a lot. She just kind of flighty.
Yeah.
If anything.
Break time.
Yeah.
That was a pretty recent
He's just
one.
kind of one of the many weirdos in Ponyville.
I personally, I like the character. She's not like, my super favorite, but I like her.
Yeah.
She's a nice little character.
I was ambivalent towards her, and then I just got annoyed by the people who just could not shut up about her dying or whatever.
And I don't seem to have that issue. I don't associate the character with the fans as much. I can separate them.
But that was the thing. The fandom was so hell-bent. A large chunk of the fandom were so hell-bent on making her is the fandom character. She's our character. She's ours. We can do whatever we want with her.
But even then, I mentally don't connect.
Because of that, it's just she was only in the show in the first place because they wanted to give a little shout out to the fandom. So it's like no matter what, she's always going to be heavily associated with the fandom, no matter what you do.
Yeah. But I don't. I can separate the annoying people from the character itself. So it's never really been as major detractors. Like, I know those people exist, but I can still enjoy the character for what it is, regardless. I don't know. Some people, it's just the way my head works, so it's not going to work the same for everyone else.
Yeah. Oh.
I still like her, but she's not. I'm not like seeking her out all the time. I think I have like one figure. I have like the Funko, not the Pops.
I have the one Equestria Girl mini.
Yeah. Remember it was the SDCC exclusive?
Oh yeah, that was insane.
Oh, those got pricey. I remember it was, I think 2014, 2013 Everfree Northwest. There was a big one. Someone brought in like one of the few ones left for the auction, signed.
Yeah.
Person bought it and then turned around and gave it back.
Yeah, something like
to
that.
the person who was giving it up. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge.
But anyway, the episode itself.
Yeah, let's jump back because again, like we mentioned, everything about this episode got completely upstaged by about like 10 seconds of stuff, and here we just did it. But yes, the episode itself, like we mentioned earlier, I think it was a decent episode. Mm-hmm. It really is. It holds up under its own weight. Even today, it's still a pretty decent episode.
Also kind of silly one.
It's Applejack. She's a silly pony.
Yep.
That's what you can expect. So yeah, it's Applejack goes to a rodeo and tries to win prizes and doesn't win the ones she wanted to. No blue ribbons.
No blue ribbons, just red ones and green ones. All colors but blue.
All the colors but blue.
Womp womp.
Something you noticed at first, I didn't when we rewatched this, when they were looking at all of her blue ribbons. Yeah. One of her ribbons was an equal sign.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything though. I just thought it was funny.
Does it?
It doesn't mean anything.
But does it?
No.
This is the MLP fandom. We have to overanalyze everything.
No.
This was totally intentional.
I'll shut that down. No, it's just funny coincidence.
No such thing as coincidence.
Funny coincidence.
I, like God, do not believe in coincidence. Or, yeah, do not play with dice and do not believe it. That's a quote. Yes.
Anyway, it's a funny coincidence.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. Oh, hey.
Yeah, the whole Cherry Jubilee was a character.
Cherry Jubilee. God, I got a song. Really good song, too.
She comes across very much as a proper Southern lady.
Proper Southern lady, yes.
Oh, my stars.
Yep.
Yeah, there's of course the I Love Lucy homage.
Yep, with the cherries in the mouth and that whole bit.
Yeah, the conveyor belt scene.
Conveyor belt scene.
There's everything. Yeah, I believe in I Love Lucy's chocolates. Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was chocolates.
But yeah, it's clearly it's one of those things that they couldn't do in Equestria Girls probably because they would never be able to get away with that in Equestria Girls because they're human there.
Too close, but no, these are ponies. It's totally different and okay.
Yeah. Also, I just find it funny that what do they do to get Applejack? They decide to annoy her.
Yes.
With Pinky.
Oh man,
they use weaponized Pinky's just annoying. It's weird. A weird acknowledgement of Pinky is kind of annoying.
Pinky is very annoying. She can be
often. And this is Amy Keating Rogers, and if I recall, she says she loved writing Pinky the most.
Well, she definitely had fun. Yes, that was one of the cool little scenes I thought was hilarious when they're talking about unleash the big guns, and it focuses on Pinky and does that snap a little bit closer, snap a little closer, zoom. But she's just kind of smiling.
The snap zoom.
Yep. It's just like, oh, geez, that was great.
And of course, the one and only time of acknowledgement of bathrooms. Well, one of the few times.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was other ones.
Or was Twilight in the tub one time.
Right. But that's different. That's
a bathroom.
Bathing. Yes, but that's bathing, not...
But still a bathroom.
Yes. But, well, then let's refine the statement. I think the only time they ever referenced toilet and toilet use.
Yep. And Pinky just having to really go right now.
Gotta go right now.
And the Him and Daisy parody comic I remember based on this scene. You have to go so bad, you guys.
Yep. It's weird. There's kind of I don't know why that was even a thing. Like,
it's just funny.
I guess.
It's just funny, just the fact that Pinky finds Applejack by needing to go to the bathroom.
I guess. It's the only time something like that ever happens.
Of course, they're all asking, why did you come back to Ponyville? Have you got any snacks?
Yeah. Pinky, stay focused.
Yeah, and of course, then they get the big old chase scene with the wagons. I'll pay you double. I'll pay you triple. I'll pay you quadruple.
And then they didn't get paid at all.
Yeah, he's like, you know what, lady, you're crazy.
You're trouble. That's what. You're trouble. They all three of them, because the fourth one's off frame. Because you're trouble, and then walk off.
I'd like to see you follow me. Fly.
Just
Pegasus fly.
Who forgot about that? Huh?
Oh, nuts.
That was a great chase scene.
Because she doesn't want to tell them the truth because her pride won't let her acknowledge that she failed at her own goal.
Yep. You'd think there'll be something that Dash would really understand. It didn't win first. But whatever.
It's not her, so it doesn't matter. This is season 2 Dash.
This is season 2 Dash.
But
she's still very understanding. It's like, no, you don't need to. You got me all acting all sappy.
Remember, this was like, I remember 7 episodes prior. They had to dress up in superhero costumes to teach her a lesson. But yeah,
it was only 6 episodes prior.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing, of course, the pinky promise.
The pinky promise. You broke a pinky promise.
Did Applejack actually break the pinky promise?
Nope. She specifically...
No, did she? That's the debate. Did she actually do it, or did she get out of it by technicality?
I think
did she actually get out of it, or is it she BS'd it and not hold up under any real scrutiny?
I think she got out under a technicality. Because she literally said at the very end, I pinky promise to tell you at breakfast, were her exact words. She never had breakfast. They never went. So therefore she didn't have to say.
But there's an implicit thing there saying she will be there at breakfast to talk to them. That skipping out, she has broken the promise.
But can you imply that? Is that a valid implication though?
But that's where the legal argument would come in. Is that enough to say breach of contract?
It was good enough for Pinky.
Maybe she said, "Don't."
There was an apology.
We'll talk about this later. Brady, catch me!
And then
what?
Brady, catch me! What? They knew what they were getting into.
Jeez, Dash, cold-blooded.
And people still ship those two. Gosh.
Oh yeah, of course they do. Have you actually watched the other episodes? It is kind of that opposites attract.
No.
The rough and tumble tomboy with the very prim and proper lady.
No.
And it's a very common thing.
I know it's common. No.
In romance.
No.
No.
Rarity deserved to be with Applejack. Darn it. Gosh. That's the way it should have gone.
No.
Apple Dash is fine with me, but
whatever.
Yeah. It was a good episode. It really was.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate that it got overshadowed so
Mayor
much.
with her. Bring back money.
Bring back money. Gosh.
Man,
Jeez.
what a politician.
Always after money, yeah.
It's all about the money in the end.
You would think that, for the town hall being a government building, it would be covered under government expenses and not.
Well, as we know, sometimes the money just isn't there.
Sometimes money
Meanwhile,
isn't
we
there.
could go have an expensive war over in a foreign land, but that's not a...
Right.
I'm not saying anything in particular right now. That's about...
That's totally different, right?
It's a hypothetical.
We totally don't have the money for education and local stuff, but we somehow...
Or healthcare.
Or health. Yeah, we totally can't afford healthcare, but we can just go off and have a war somewhere. That's fine.
A multi-billion-dollar war. It's fine. Also, the telegram pony.
Oh, right.
Oh, I didn't know. How did you know it was my birthday?
Close the door on him.
I just closes the door.
Jeez, Twilight. Wow.
That was amazing.
At least Pinky. Wait, okay, you can have some cake. You deserve it because it's your birthday.
I just close the door.
We don't actually care about you. Go away. Wow.
That was actually, I thought that was funny.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Just close the door.
It was hilarious.
Not even a tip. Get out of here. And then, oh, you startled me.
Yeah.
It was a good episode. It was fun, but yeah, it's like we quickly overshadowed by
everything.
Scene.
By 10 seconds in the opening.
It was more than 10 seconds.
It was
30.
It was an insignificant amount of time compared to the whole episode, but that's all it took.
And then I can't remember which other episode it was, but the one that the jokes fueled more jokes about Applejack getting overshadowed in her own episode. Like every single time she gets an episode, someone else comes along and overshadows her.
Well, Super Speedy Cider Squeezy was the one right after this.
Yeah. The Flim Flam Brothers.
Yeah. So 2 Applejack episodes in a row.
Yeah. Which is weird.
Yeah. Background Pony getting that many episodes? Wow. But of course, this one wasn't remember, this wasn't the Applejack episode. It was the Derpy episode. Right?
Sure. That was it was fun still to watch it. It was fun and goofy, and
it was. It holds up under scrutiny, and it's still a good episode to this day.
Yep.
So I guess that's enough about this episode. We can move on. We do have some fan content to talk about. So I will start off because I have 3 songs that I want to feature. As we will start off with Vylet Pony's No Matter What 2019 edition.
Leaving me here all alone. What's warming is tonight that you left me to die. Even though the sun may come up to shine through another day, it'll never, ever be the same.
This song, apparently this song is like remade every year with new stuff. And this is, I guess, the end of the year, so end of 2019's version. It's really good. I really like it. The vocal effect in the beginning of the song, that layered, I've heard it in other songs, and I really, really like it. It's probably one of my favorite vocal effects to hear. So that was really good. The low bass in it is just amazing. And the use of the show clip with the subtle effects later on, it just fit perfect. Altogether, it just came out to be a really, really good song.
Yeah. Good vocal effects on this one. It's a very laid back song musically. Yeah, I noticed that.
All 3 of these are pretty laid back.
Yeah, there you go.
Not much to say.
Not really.
The next song I want to feature is TCB's Tweye. This one is just mellow and smooth with vocal chops. It's just really neat. I really, really like it. I love mellow, smooth songs like this one. It's also off of Vibe Pony's Hearth's Warming EP album that just came out.
Yeah, another mellow song.
Another mellow song. They're all mellow.
Yeah, some interesting work on the vocals here as well. This was one, I believe, if I remember correctly, this was one of the ones that used the, wasn't vocal chop, it was, it changed the pitch on the voice or some bits.
Yeah, like auto-tune kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Pitch shifting.
Pitch shifting. Yeah. It worked pretty well. I liked it. The last song I have to feature is Polaris Goodbye. Definitely more mellow, smooth. This is... I absolutely love the vocal chopping in this one. Like, for the vocal chops out of all three of these, this one's definitely, like, really, really good. And the drums, the kick drum in this is absolutely amazing. The snares and toms, everything is just really, really well done. Especially with that, again, the low bass drone kind of thing going on in the background. It just ties everything in really, really well. It gives us this sort of emotional feel to it that I'm having a hard time pinning down.
Like it's a goodbye or something?
Sort of. I mean, with you hearing the title, Goodbye, immediately puts that feel, that sort of bittersweet kind of emotion to it, but I'm not entirely certain if that's what I'm feeling, but it's kind of where I'm leaning towards. Either way, I really, really like the song.
Yeah, I really like the drums on this one, particularly the snare drum stuff, because of makes it more of a march of sorts. It's a very slow march. Like a slow march to a good, because you're marching away and saying goodbye.
Goodbye for now. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I want to give a quick shout out. I don't have a song to feature, but Vylet Pony's Queen of Misfits album came out Christmas Day. It is absolutely incredible. I featured a couple songs off of it earlier. It is out. Go check it out. It's amazing. So that's the music. Mm-hmm. Fanfics.
Yep, I got a fanfic for you.
You do?
Yeah, this one's called Last Roundup by the legendary BillCipher. Seems like a trustworthy guy.
Yeah, seems if they're legendary. I mean, anyone that's legendary, it's great, right?
You should be able to make a deal with him. Right. Yeah, so this is a shipping fic. It's a romance between Twilight and Moondancer. Some Tweye Dancer there.
Tweye Dancer.
It's a sappy holiday romance.
It is sappy.
I like it. Sometimes you need a sappy holiday romance. I mean, that's pretty much what Hallmark's whole thing in December is about. Has sappy holiday romance.
Yep.
Of course, it's all exactly the same, but
Oh, well, Hallmark is also severely capitalismized.
Yeah, but anyway, not here to talk about that stuff. Yeah, this mostly centers on Moondancer specifically, and yeah, basically her back in the day and her feelings way back when she and Twilight were hanging out all the time, and how it affected her and her feeling lonely at the holidays and stuff, and kind of get a little, kind of interspersed between flashbacks and the present day type stuff.
Yep, I liked it. It was short, sweet, to the point.
She, of course, visits Twilight in Ponyville.
Yes. And some of her friends.
Yeah.
Yep, short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah,
it's pretty decent.
Twilight Answer's fun.
And that's the end of fan content, and that's the end of this episode. So, hope you liked what you heard. If you did, you can find all of our episodes, past, future, and present, at pony411.libsyn.com. Remember, that's spelled Libsyn. Go there. We got links to a bunch of stuff there, RSS feeds and stuff like that. You can also find us in various other places, such as iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. Just go there, search for Pony411. You'll find us. On Google Play, you have to go to play.google.com/music, then search for Pony411 before it'll show up. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/pony411. Watch all of our videos there. Comment on them. Let us know how you liked them. Make sure you like the ones that you liked. And subscribe to us and click the notification bell if you want to get automatically notified when new ones come up. We are also among all the shows listed on Ponyville Live. So if you use that, you can find us among them. And we also air on Ponyville FM every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So tune in then, or tune in whenever you want, because it's a great place to find fandom music and live DJs. Check them out. If you would like to contact us, you can email us. We are pony411podcast@gmail.com. So send us comments, criticisms, suggestions. If you want us to talk about something, like something you're doing, or like if you have, a big subject you would like to hear our thoughts on, send us those kind of things. Email us. If you just want to say hi, that works too. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. Go like our page there. We'll post updates when they happen. And we're also on Twitter, @pony411. So follow us, tweet us, say hi. It works best for just little things there. I hope you know how Twitter works by now. It's been out for a while. You can also find our personal Twitter accounts. I am @Alca7raz with a 7 instead of a T and an underscore at the end, and they are @NemesisPrime1. So go follow us, tweet us, whatever you want. See us tweet when we happen to tweet. I don't really tweet all that much. I really should, but I just don't know what to tweet about. You tweet
how much you should tweet.
I should tweet. I just my entire Twitter. The only thing I ever post about on Twitter is just how I should use it more. That'll be perfect, right?
Perfect, yeah.
You just tweet about Transformers, right?
Mostly. Occasionally other things, like me going, VR is great.
VR is great. Yeah, I keep thinking about getting into that, but I have to deal with space.
Space issues.
Giant vacuum. Not that space. So yes, that is the end of this episode. I hope you liked what you heard, and I hope you tune in next month. Because we are monthly now.
For a while, at least.
Yes, and unless and until things change, we are monthly. So until next time, though, please, pony responsibly. See ya.
Bye.